Hey, this is Monica.
And hey, this is Melody.
And welcome to the Invisible Women Podcast.
Hello, IW listeners. We are back. And as you know, we have been sharing with you guys Black Women's History Month, and we are so excited today. We have with us the amazing Shay Battle, who is the creator of Black Women's History Month, native Atlanta, Georgian, Miss Shay Battle.
Hey, Shay.
Hey.
Welcome to the Invisible Women Podcast. We are so excited to have you here. So for all of our listeners out there, you've heard us say it in episode 5, Happy Black Women's History Month. And so we do have the creator herself, Miss Shay Battle, here to talk about Black Women's History Month. So Shay, how are you doing?
I am terrific. How are you, ladies?
We're doing good. You ready for the solar eclipse today?
Yeah, girl, I'm kind of excited too.
You're manifesting some stuff.
I didn't really think about it, tell you the truth about it, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, of course. So Shay, can you share with us the story behind the creation of Black Women's History Month in Atlanta and what inspired you to start this significant initiative?
Well, first of all, I've been entrepreneur for forever.
Okay.
And I've sold, jewelry to lingerie, had a boutique and gift baskets and ladders, ladders and truck racks and generators and everything in between. And so this particular time I had created a website for, it was a dating website called Chocolate Cougar.
Okay, let's go back. So you created. Okay, so see, this is why we love to have powerful women on our podcast. I did not know this, Shay.
Yeah,
so
it was
let's
so
go back
much fun.
So you created a dating website called Chocolate Cougar. Okay, so
yeah, but
how did that
I've
go?
taken it down since then though, because I got spooked because another website had issues with a killer. And so it spooked me and I just took mine down. But my Chocolate Cougar dating website, what I did was have offline mingles like I think it was every quarter, so that people could meet each other face to face.
Okay.
And I would have a live cougar and everything there. It was so much fun. Yeah, it was so much
a live
fun.
cougar, like a real cougar?
Like a real cougar, real live cougar.
Sure.
Her name was Sierra. Yeah, it was a company that you could rent the animals from.
Wow.
And so I found it and I rented. Her name was Sierra. It was so fun.
Shay, was this a dating website? So was it really like the meaning of like a cougar, like an older woman and a younger guy?
Yeah, it was Chocolate Cougar. Yeah, it was really fun.
What did you have?
Oh shoot, I don't remember. It was quite a bit, really. And some women that didn't quote unquote call themselves cougar, they were really cougars because they were dating guys 10 years younger than them, so they were cougars. Look, some of them might have been mountain lions or whatever you want to call it. But you know what? So what I did was after that, I kind of thought about, I want to do something else a little bit more. So what I did was I created a website and a business geared towards jazz, and it was the name of it is Black Women in Jazz. Okay. And then later I added the arts. So and what I did was I made it a month. So Black Women in Jazz and the Arts Month is in March. Okay. I completed the official paperwork and everything, so it is on the calendars, especially with Chase's calendar of events. And so from there, I was looking for, and I had award shows too. Okay. And so it was the Black Women in Jazz and the Arts Award Show. And I did that. As a matter of fact, this March made 10 years. Okay. So I am very excited about that. But while I was researching Black ladies to feature for the award show, I kind of took notice that I was like, wait a minute, Black women have done some incredible things here. And you don't hear about it, you know? And I was like, oh no, wait a minute. And so the more I researched, the more I found more and more Black women that have done so much. And I said, hold on, wait a minute now. Because if you Google Black History Month, you oftentimes will see 5, 10, or 15 women to celebrate during Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, wait a minute, 5, 10, it's way more women to be celebrated than the handful, and then the handful that we kind of grew up and going to school noticing, through Black History Month at school. I kind of learned about the same, handful of women year after year after year. So there was, I guess, no reason for me to start looking elsewhere to see if any other Black women, had contributed to world history in the same or different manners, So when I saw this, I was like, oh no, we need to hold on. So then I started looking at Women's History Month, and they really did more of the same. You'll see you Google Women's History Month and you'll see the same 5, 10, or 15 Black women to celebrate during Women's History Month. And I was like, oh no, this is just not going to work, because we really need our own month. There have been so many Black women who have contributed in so many ways towards American history. It's like, how can they be left out? So I got to thinking. I said, well, you know what? So in Black History Month, it's just not going to work. And so Women's History Month, I said, we need our own month. So I'm going to keep it going. We can celebrate those 5, 10, or 15 during Black History Month, but we can also celebrate them during Women's History Month. So we need our own month. So what I'm going to do is to make April Black Women's History Month. And then the more I kind of thought about it, I said, no, this needs to be an international thing, because women all over the world, really, Black women all over the world have contributed so greatly towards Black history, or Black women's history, that it's too multifaceted to not. We have to include everybody. And on my website, you'll see, if you have an ounce of Black blood in your system, you are Afro whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I really wanted to give something, or to make something so legendary for Black women, that's what I did. I came up with April being Black Women's History Month. So my gift to Black women everywhere is April is Black Women's History Month, International Black Women's History Month.
International
Black Women's History Month. You're welcome.
I love that, Miss Shay. And I mean, truly, you are multifaceted. And, this idea to, recognize Black women, because as we know, I mean, we have, carried, society on our back and have helped build this. You're right. And we don't always get the recognition and get our flowers. And so thank you to that for uplifting us and really just showing Black excellence for our women.
Yes, I love that. And so for our listeners out there, we also have a proclamation here in Oakland, but it is only a day. It is Black Women Thrive Day in October. And so for a lot of our listeners, they want to do things such as get a proclamation or create something wonderful like you created, Shay, but you have a whole month. So with us having a day, you're encouraging us to do something bigger and better. What would you recommend to someone that wanted to start the process? Because I want to talk a little bit more about Black Women's History Month. Is it International Black Women's History Month, or just Black?
No, it's both. It's International Black Women's History Month.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And that's even better. And so I personally heard about it about 2 years ago on social media. I was doing something and I started to drill down and, fast forward to 2024. Thank you for taking my call. I found your information and I called you up, and Miss Shay was just so welcoming. She's like, of course I'll come on your podcast, and we can have a conversation about social media and all this other stuff, and just a really sweet spirit. I love your personality. You have great energy. And I'm sure that people can feel that through this podcast, just from everything that you've done thus far. But did you face any challenges while you were trying to create International Black Women's History Month as well as Black Women's History Month?
Well, you know what? No, to be honest with you, no, I did not encounter any problems. The only thing I would say was that when I first created it, and I would tell people, everybody I could talk to, really. And some would look at me like I had 5 heads, because, and that's basically because it was almost unheard of, so to speak. We didn't have anything like it, and I realized that it would be a little bit challenging at first, but that soon people would catch on and embrace it, and that's exactly what happened. I had gone for a couple of years not even realizing that it has gotten the traction that it had gotten. I really didn't realize. I didn't know it. It was not brought to my attention until I would say maybe 2 years ago, when people would call me, would contact me and say, I've been trying to reach you for 2 years or 3 years. And I said, well, I've been in the same place. And they're like, well, I mean, I've been on social media, everything. And I was like, okay, how is that? But too many people have said it, so I know it's obviously must be so. And I'm a firm believer in time.
Yes.
Timing, rather. Things don't happen before they're supposed to a lot of the times. And so maybe that was for me to, I don't know, but I kept the faith. I kept, I have annual award shows for Black women. So it's called Black Women's History Month Honors.
Okay.
And I just, picked Black women to honor. And the award is beautiful. It can stand up right next to other prestigious awards. I'll say that. It cost me enough, but it's by design. I did that so that when Black women receive one of the Black Women's History Month awards, or even a Black Women in Jazz awards, they have themselves something. They can look at it and say, wow, this is heavy. This is very well made. This is elegant. It's beautiful. It's all of that. So,
wow. Well, Shay, you have definitely, the quote, be the change that you want to see. So you've created a legacy that will continue to live on. And, just is really exciting to hear that, and very, proud of you. And so one of the things that I was going to ask, but you've already kind of said about the Black Women's History Award. One, when do you host these? And kind of, how do you go about choosing? Like you said, there's so many amazing Black women that's doing things. How do you come up with your nominees to give these awards to? And are they local? Do you spread across? Just would love to hear more about your process.
No, they're not local. They're worldwide, really.
Okay.
So far, I've been spending my own money ever since its inception, and that's fine.
Yeah, I understand that.
I hope to not. I hope
things are coming.
Yeah, well, I sure hope so, because it cost me a lot. And when I say a lot, and it's mostly because of the way I like it to be done. I like it to be done very elegantly. As a matter of fact, I think there's a video on my website that shows one of the awards. I think the last one we did prior to COVID is on the website. It's the first video on the under the video section on the website. Okay. But it has to be. I can't think any other way than the elegance. So it has to be an elegant type of event.
Okay.
And so I spend quite a bit of money making sure that it is an elegant type of event.
Yes.
And come on. And I know. And but I look at, I have several categories, and I look and see lady complements that category the best for that particular year.
That's beautiful.
I don't have it where these people are nominated. Because and I'll tell you why. Because I think we have so much competition to always have to compete against each other for every single thing in life, that I didn't want it that way. I want you to know that when you get a phone call or a letter from me saying that you are a winner, you have already won.
That's
And
right.
you will already be presented with with the award. You don't have to compete against anybody to get a nomination. You're already there. And
Yeah.
so that's what I do. And I like it better that way. I know that, people say, well, if you have several nominees, then their friends or supporters will come and you'll sell more tickets. I don't really care about that. I just care that the woman that receives that award that particular year feels honored, feels supported, feels really, really thankful. I just want that to happen. So, like I said, the awards are picked, and there's a committee that it's a secret committee that that selects the particular woman for that particular year for that category. So yeah, and they are always held in Atlanta because I can't afford to have the award and pay for a place to live out. I mean, place to have it out of state. So they're always in Atlanta. But and I usually have them annually in the month of April. I did not do it this year just because, to be honest with you, I was just tired. So I didn't do it this year, but I will do it next year. I will start it back up next year. So I will be booking, the location probably in the next month, and then promoting a lot of it thereafter, really shortly thereafter. And looking for sponsors. Hopefully I get some sponsors, advertisers for the program booklet and what have you. So all that will be done by pretty much by June, I think.
We'll
So
continue to follow, and I think, like I said, this is just really great. And one thing you said, that you're taking a break. There's nothing we have been promoting since we come back to season 3. There's nothing wrong, Black women, for us to rest sometime. It's kind of like chasing that next opportunity, chasing the next bag, chasing our next goal. Sometimes we just have to give our time self the rest so we can get rejuvenated and hit the ground running again. So I totally understand. In any way that we can support, we will continue to do that for you, Miss Shay Battle, because I think this is amazing.
Yes, and before we get out of here and go watch the solar eclipse, just want to mention a couple things you mentioned that I think our listeners will definitely gravitate towards, is that everything happens in due time. I mean, even Melly and I, we get like that a lot of, as our listeners know, our followers know, we do a lot of our stuff out of our own pocket, and it is okay. It is okay, right? Because these are the things that we want to do. We know how we want it done, and it will come out, and it will come to how we want it to be in the future. But ladies, just keep going. Just keep going. If you start something and if right away it doesn't, pick up, if it doesn't get the traction that you want or you expect it, don't worry about it. Keep going. Just keep going. People are always watching you. That I tell people, this is the Invisible Woman podcast, but there's always this invisible spotlight. People have contacted us that we're like, how did you even hear about us? How did you know about that? Oh, really? You did? And so people are always watching. They're always looking for beautiful Black creators. And so for all of our listeners, just like Shay said, things happen in due time. And I know you started this, was it in 2016? Was when your proclamation and see, and so now fast forward, we're 8-9 years in, and everybody's starting to hear about it. It's picking up. You have your award ceremony that you've been doing, so that is just beautiful. So before we let you go, I want to look ahead. I want to see and know, how do you see Black Women's History Month evolving, and what are your aspirations for its future? Where do you see this going?
Well, first of all, I want to say that as far as evolving, a delegate from the state of Virginia presented a bill making April being Black Women's History Month celebrated in the state of Virginia beginning this year and each year thereafter a law.
Congratulations.
It has passed. It has passed. So out of the House and Senate. So we are elated. That's what I want to happen, is that it become a universal law in each and every state. Celebrating Black women's history, because I feel like we deserve it anyway. We really do deserve it. And it's vital that it continues. It's so important that it continues, because what they say is we always at the bottom of the poll anyway. We're the last one on the poll, and then by the time they issue out respect, we the last ones on the poll to even get in it if we see it. So for me, for it to be accepted and appreciated and celebrated worldwide would be something that I aspire to have happen. And so that's probably, to answer your question, that's where I would hope that it goes. And that, but if not, that each and every Black woman out there, like I said, even if they have an ounce of Black blood, that they appreciate it and reciprocate. They ain't gotta have but an ounce. They ain't gotta have but an ounce. You know what they say. A little Black. Know what they say. If you have a little Black blood in you, you Black.
That's right. I just want to mention this too really quickly, and I know, Mother, you were going to say something, and we just all get excited, right? Because this is Black history, just being on this podcast and inspiring someone. But for all of our listeners out there, Melody and I are not politicians. You do not need to be a politician to do a proclamation or to create something big. You need a mission. You need to have your why. Why are you doing this? So for all of our listeners, anybody, you can create something such as what Shay has done. You don't have to be, I think sometimes we get a little afraid of politics. You don't have to be a politician. You have to have a mission, and you have to have that why. Why do you want to do this? And have a passion for it. That's right. And so for Black Women's History Month, I know it's in Georgia. You said it's in Virginia. What can we do here to support? If we have listeners out there in different states, what can they do to support, to bring the bill to their state?
Solicit your politicians to advocate for April being Black Women's History Month in that state, in whatever state you live in. Complete annual proclamations, and their forms are usually online or whatever. You can get a form. You can complete the form and send it in, and have your mayor, or really the governor of the state does it for the whole state, right? So approach the governor of the whole state, just complete the form. Like I said, if you need verbiage, just send me an email to blackwomeninjazz.com, or put it on the form on the website blackwomenshistorymonth.com, and I will include your email address, and I will send you a copy of suggested verbiage for the proclamation. Or like with the governor, some of them do commendations. And so either way, I'll send you the verbiage to use to complete the form. And that would be such a help as well.
Okay.
But like I said, if each one, because each one teach one, tell somebody.
That's right.
Tell the next person. We have our own month, Black Women's History Month. We create celebrations throughout the April, celebrating Black Women's History Month, and that right there is, and I'll try to come to as many as I possibly can to help celebrate it, because I am so thankful that it's even being celebrated and appreciated in the first place. I don't know what to do. So I'm serious. I mean, I don't mind talking. I'm a bit shy though, but I don't mind. I don't mind doing, speaking for a minute or two, at your event or whatever. But yeah, it's very close to my heart. It's because I love Black women. I mean, I'm Black, so I just love Black women. I think we go through so much all the time, and we're valued so little, and there shouldn't be. That just should not be. And so, I just value Black women so much. So there you go.
Well, we are aligned. We are aligned. That is especially have been our why and our mission for creating the platforms that we have created to spotlight amazing Black women like yourself. Yes. And one of the things that we like to say that Black women are influencers. Like you say, we create things, we make something out of nothing. And like you said, this just started with just a vision, and look, it's expanding internationally. That is a big thing. We definitely want to spotlight this for you. We will support. We're here in California, so we will reach out to Governor Newsom and we will support this.
Yes.
So and continue.
Thank you, ladies.
Far and wide. And so thank you so much. And like you said, Black women, we are underrepresented, underpaid in the workplace, and just we believe that we are the head and not the tail.
Amen.
That's right. Amen. That's right.
Tell that's what right. stand for. So, thank you for letting us, put the spotlight on you today and really recognizing you as an amazing Black woman, this Black Women's History Month and beyond.
And Melly, what do we do here on the Invisible Women's Podcast? We like to what? Reclaim our time. We like to reclaim our power, and we like to reclaim our confidence, baby. Yes. Because that is what we've done today with Miss Shay Battle. We appreciate you so much. And thank you for creating this beautiful month for us Black women. And we just can't wait to continue to support you.
Thank you so, so much.
Have a wonderful day, Shay.
Thank you.
You do the same. Thank you, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.